you how much snow maybe you got at your house, or do you have an aloe plant at your house? That's what we were talking about right before I hit the go live button.
Moisturizing your skin is so important this time of year. It's so frustrating because your skin is so dry.
Yeah. So dry, and it's still important to wear sunscreen every day, the dermatologist says.
Those cracked fingertips.
Yeah, you need the sunglasses like you did yesterday.
Yes.
On those really, really bright days. Yeah, but today we won't have to worry about the sun.
Yeah, we did see a little snow come down a little earlier, depending on your location, I suppose. Could have got a decent amount of it before it kind of started to shift on out to the east, David.
Yeah, it was certainly a little coating this morning. And I think the higher accumulations today would be towards Warren, McKean, Forest counties, where they do have a winter weather advisory in effect through the early afternoon. So we'll certainly have those slick spots out there, and any additional accumulations elsewhere, mainly into eastern Erie, parts of Crawford County, light stuff, accumulations up to about an inch or so. But it's not just the snow, but it's also the wind really blowing things around. Mark, you said shoot the breeze. I mean, you go outside, you'll get shot by the breeze because it's coming in at a pretty good steady speed. I was out there earlier on the first morning weather deck, and I have to say, I didn't really need the coffee to wake me up because the wind was right in my face.
You got a nice run and then a nice freezing temperature
Yes,
outside.
a nice snow mask.
And then that breeze blew the door closed behind you, right?
Yeah, it always does. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie, I forgot I was supposed to go out on the weather deck. And thankfully, Mitch, our director, told me. And so I was full-fledged running to the door. And I just kind of left it open, but the wind just blew it shut. So that was my bad.
Got a nice workout in, though.
Yeah, I did, and realized I didn't work out enough over the weekend. Or really for the last month.
So snowfall totals this morning, we got what? Maybe an inch or so in spots? And then moving forward, what are we looking at, sir?
Just a little bit of extra, again, mainly for the higher elevation, so away from the lake shore. So far this year at the Erie Airport, we've managed 58 inches of snow, which there's sometimes when I look at the climate report for the day that tells you how much snow fell, I'm like, is there a bubble at the airport? Where
they put the thing under
how are they not getting this snow when it's been snowing all day? So yeah, nonetheless, your house, where I live, probably for the season, it's more like 80 inches. But if you're at the airport, it's only 60 inches. That's the joy of lake effect snow.
It hits where it wants to.
Yes, it literally does. And it will hit you in the face, too.
Adam David says he's got about 2 inches on the ground down in Waterford. Fresh snow this morning. And from what we were seeing from, we had the mobile storm tracker kind of heading that way on I-79, but not too far away from Waterford. And that's what we were seeing down there. So, yeah, I think it was a little touch and go for a point or two this morning. But I think also the good news out of the weather forecast is the in general, the warm up.
Yeah, we finally got above freezing yesterday for the first time in 15, 16 days. So
I mean, it was coming out.
Yeah, I know. It was crazy. The only thing that was nerve-wracking about yesterday was listening to the giant chunks of ice and snow fall off of
What was that? Oh, yeah.
When you hear that, you're like, okay, what's going on? Then you realize another big sheet of snow and ice came on down.
Hopefully the gutter doesn't.
Please don't rip the gutters off. That's all I ask. Do not rip the gutters off. But yeah, that's something you have to be actually vigilant of the next couple of days with those above freezing temperatures. If you notice there's a big thing of snow kind of hanging off the edge of your roof, maybe getting an expert to help take it down. It's not the best idea to do it yourself, or just kind of avoid going through that together.
I guess we should be grateful that it's not, temperatures aren't shooting up into the mid 50s or something like that, where we'd see all of this snow and ice melting at once.
Yeah, you need a subtle thaw. Yeah, and that's the thing. It
kind of seems like we've got going.
The slush, I can't deal with the slush. Gets in your boots. I mean, the only slush I can deal with is the slushy texture of a nice frozen margarita. See what I did there? See what I did there?
That's right. See how I slid into that national margarita? Literally, sure. At least he was until his connection started to go on us back there in the Have I lost you too,
I
Brissa?
mentioned the word
Did you
froze,
get our connection
and I
together?
froze you guys up. Yeah, I see. Okay, you guys are kind of fuzzy, but you're moving now, so that's good.
Yeah, you're a little fuzzy too. So it's a Monday. We're all a little fuzzy. Let's face it.
We're all
Well,
welcome.
apparently, I want the internet connection that NASA has, because we can get a good signal from Mars all the way to this planet, and we can't get a good
You're
signal
not
in our own
wrong.
news
Right.
building.
It can be a struggle. Mount Pleasant says they've got about an inch and a half in Edinburgh, and that is good news for my. Can you think of yesterday? Could there have been a better day to be a skier, a snowboarder, a tuber, all that stuff? Had to be, mid 30s, low to mid 30s,
Like,
plenty of
Brissa
fresh snow on the
said,
ground. I got to imagine Mount Pleasant, the Peak, all of them were hopping yesterday.
Especially
I'm
all
sure,
weekend, really.
and everyone hopefully was wearing those big protective goggles, because I glanced out my window and looked at the snow, and I was just like, oh my gosh, my retinas.
It's so
can't
bright.
take it. So bright. It's nice. It was nice, like sparkly look in the morning. It's very peaceful.
It is pretty, and then it gets slushy, and it's not so pretty.
No, not so much. And actually, another concern we may have in the next few days is when we get these thaws, a little bit of refreeze at night. It's going to make those big mounds of snow that are at the edge of your driveways almost like icebergs after a while.
Boy.
Yeah, so that's kind of the big concern with the thawing and then the refreezing. But hey, we're heading in the right direction.
Yes.
We got 30s and 40s in the forecast, and certainly we'll do a little bit of melting. It's crazy if you look to like the west and southwest, like Texas, 60s, 70s, just like that, and they were in the midst of
That's good. Yeah.
one of the worst cold disasters that they've dealt with.
What's the spring countdown at? What, 26? What are we at?
It's less than 28 days. That's all.
Okay.
I think it is
Really
26.
Yeah, I think it's like 26, 25, something like that. It's less than a month. We're getting closer, and we've
Yes.
got warmer weather in the forecast. So the forecast actually looks kind of spring-ish-y over the next
Yeah, you had
couple of
quite a
days.
few.
Because Tammy was asking David, what's it look like for today? And you did kind of touch on that earlier, but for
Yeah,
Tammy,
kind of
we're jumping on.
Slushy and windy. And one thing that's going to be interesting is to see what the lake does over the next couple of days, because those ice sheets are going to be moving all over the place with that wind. But today, it's just going to be more of a driving issue with some of the slushy road conditions out there, and also with the wind kind of rocking your vehicle around. I know some of those big box trucks, I mean, they're really hampered by the wind, especially when you're going along like 90 and you got a crosswind coming from the south. So that's always the big concern when it comes to driving.
I lost towards the tail end, but I know the winds are causing a big concern. I do want to send out a quick reminder before we wrap this one up that tomorrow, all day long here at Erie News Now, it's another one of our vaccine question and answer sessions. You can get those questions that you have about the vaccine, the vaccination process, the side effects, the availability, the eligibility, all of it. We're going to be covering it, having a lot of experts on hand to directly answer those questions. You can phone them in, you can email them in, you can send it to us send those questions to us on Facebook, Twitter, wherever, however you get those questions. We're going to work all day long tomorrow to get them answered, starting at 5 a.m. on Erie News Now Sunrise and continuing right through our evening broadcast. So again, another day-long vaccine question and answer session coming up tomorrow on Erie News Now Sunrise. Brissa, David, wrap this baby up, and we'll see you guys.
It's 4 to 7 for the calls.
There you go. Okay, thanks, Brissa, with the specifics. We do appreciate it. And we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.